Mississippi's.
Okay. Hello, guys, gals, and non binary pals, and welcome to Apocalypse World Loudness Wars. We are down one mother this week, but we are at least going to see where this Charleston St. Laurent soiree leads us with our wonderful crew and cast that we have today. And I am Ferret. I am the MC. I use he, him pronouns. We are playing on the Gauntlet Hangouts, which you can get to by going to gauntlet-rpg.com, checking us out. We have blogs, podcasts, which Rich runs some of these podcasts, which are excellent. No bias here. And I will let our cast introduce themselves. Do note that we are playing with safety tools like script change, X-Card, lines and veils. If you have problems with Monte Cook's new consent guide, maybe edginess is not a respectable, way to play. Besides, it's vanilla and missionary. Don't be edgy. So starting in character keeper order today, it'll be Rich. Introduce yourself and who you are playing.
All right. Hey, I am Rich. Use the he, him pronouns. I am playing Jackal, who is a hocus. Jackal uses the it pronoun because Jackal, it is an android from before the fall. It is quite weird because hocus, which is kind of like a cult leader, Jackal considers its followers a cult, and they are loyal but not fanatical. They are hardworking and no nonsense and involved in successful commerce. However, they are decadent and perverse and rely entirely on Jackal for their livelihoods and then their needs as well. So that's not at all a problem whatsoever. Last session, Jackal annexed Buckaroo and found out about other androids or bots or companions or artificial beings, what have you, and has taken the head of one of them, a potential brother. Jackal is the lover, or at least it considers itself the lover of Lace.
And speaking of Lace, next in the character keepers, Sarabelle, would you introduce yourself?
So my name is Sarabelle. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing the Skinner Lace. Brings a little bit of refinement and class to Nashville. She's a dancer and, healthy companion and has wittingly or unwittingly walked everybody into a trap.
As you do. And the person who may get us out of this trap, Puckett, will you introduce yourself and your character?
Hi, I'm Puckett, he, him pronouns. You can use they, them if you're trying to degender your language. And I am playing Hella. And Hella is basically a semi-professional drinker who just happens to carry a gun and occasionally get into trouble. And usually she just kind of makes things worse, I suspect. But I have a sneaking suspicion we're going to find out today.
And normally in Apocalypse World, you would do a session begin thing with barter and the fortunes, but since we're doing sort of like a parry session, just continuing from last time, we'll probably do a time skip after this St. Laurent debacle for lifestyle and fortunes. But before we get started, we must do highlights. So Jackal, who highlights for you this time?
I was on the other tab, and okay, there we go. Whew. It would be Lace, of course.
And for my own reasons, I'll have you highlight your hard.
Oh, you took what I was going to highlight, so I guess I'll be generous again and highlight weird.
Yay! So hard and weird, fun.
Yeah. Lace, who highlights for you?
Well, Dolly is not here. I guess I'll pick Hella since we're kind of tied on that one.
All right. Just make it easy. I'll highlight hot.
All right.
Since you're in the shit, I'll highlight cool. You're a Katy Perry song. And Hella, who highlights for you?
If she's a Katy Perry song, I'm pretty sure I'm a Kesha song.
Well, you do brush your teeth with bottles of Jack. It works.
Pretty much. And when I leave for the night, I ain't coming back.
That
I
implies you
believe-
brush your teeth, and I respect that.
I believe it's still Jackal highlighting for me.
That would be hard, please.
They roll cool for hard.
Oh, true. Cool, please.
All right.
And it's going to be a weird ride. Highlight weird. So yeah, I think we left off with Lace and Hella being taken to the room of the lost music. So, of course, this means we have to see what Jackal's doing in the St. Laurent household. And Jackal, I believe you brought Teddy with you, and did you bring any other followers? I don't remember.
I only remember bringing Teddy along. So, yeah, I think that's good, unless you wanted to throw some in who would show up whether I asked them or not. Your call, but yes, that's the person I asked for.
No one's showing up yet. There may be some interesting developments since they are in desperation.
Indeed.
But I think Teddy is looking around the house as you guys are walking through this large plantation manor. And Teddy stops at this big display case of old pre-war goods. And inside is this porcelain doll that the teddy bear on Teddy's backpack sort of glances at. And the teddy bear reaches out and taps the glass real softly. And you hear this, "Oi! Get away from that! That's the mistress's!" And there's this really stocky servant person. Looks like they probably are from the St. Laurent family, since they have the telltale signs of inbreeding going on, or maybe it's just a fashion statement around these parts. But he's coming towards you both with rumbling steps. What do you do?
I reach for Teddy and gently take the Teddy stuffed animal and slide it onto my shoulder and turn to face him.
He stands glaring like, "I don't remember seeing you on the guest list today. What do you prefer to eat? We're having split pea soup or silkworm larvae."
I look to Teddy. What would you prefer?
And Teddy looks outside the window and sees like the crops that are struggling to grow at this part of the this part of the Nashville, and sort of grimaces. Silkworm larvae probably sounds like it's the least poisonous here.
We would like the larvae, please. Thank you.
He nods and just looks you up and down. He's like, "Where's your handler? Who's showing you around the place?"
We were not offered a handler. Would you like to be our handler?
"Oh, no, you're fucking freaky. And he picks up this silver bell and rings it, and this scrawny it would be almost starving looking, except that they have to be fed to be able to work. You can tell they're fed like the minimum, but this person in a burlap clothing comes in, looks up at you, then looks down really quick, like he had done something wrong. It's like, yes? Oi. Fuzzbutt, watch these two. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the man walks closer to you and bows low, his knuckles scraping on the ground as he tries to show the extreme amount of deference. "You must be guests of the St. Laurents. welcome to St. Laurent Manor.
Jackal moves forward towards Fuzzbutt and slides its hand over his head, just kind of smoothing it. You needn't bow to me. I'm not even on the guest list.
Oh, yes, I must. If I don't show the proper deferences, I will get punished.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Did you come to see the silk plantations, the silk works?
I came to make sure that someone very important to me was able to leave when she wished to.
Oh. And he looks around, and he sees Teddy. He's like, you must be very important to her.
She is, but that's not the person I'm talking about. Please show us the silkworms.
Oh, of course. And he leads you through this wiry maze of a house where there are some kids running about. It feels like it's really lively for this place near the dust. And there's even a TV being powered by a generator showing old royalty-free cartoons because that's what survived. And he leads you outside to these very large old cotton processing shacks, but inside they've all been made to house thousands and thousands of silkworms. The plants that are growing to feed the silkworms are much healthier than any of the crops outside. And there are people processing them through the water, and they're pulling off the cocoons, pushing the larvae into buckets to be eaten later. And there's a few plants that are being used for dyes when you can just see there's this weird, if you've ever been to a silk factory, there's this weird pungent aroma of like the water and the silk mixing together. And I don't know if Jackal can smell, but Teddy looks really, it's like, this place is unhealthy.
Jackal reaches its hand back to place it over Teddy's, holding her hand. This is important. This is information. It's useful.
Everyone here looks so debased. Like they're not people. Why is that, Jackal?
I have not come to understand what has happened to the Saint Laurent. Perhaps they have been alone for too long in their own kind of wilderness.
But these seem like they should be healthy breeding stock. They're not nearly as infected as the other family members. Why are they kept so unhealthy and put through such tedium?
Likely to keep them from being able to supplant their masters.
Oh. How tragic. And you can see that some of the people walking around have literal balls and chains on their feet if they're too muscular from working out in this place. But the Fuzzbutt is sort of giving like this weak tour of, here's where we process the silks. Here are swatches of our skilled labor if you would like to feel them.
It would.
And this is some of the finest material you have felt in a long time. There are some people who do wear silks in the modern day, as I look to Lace, but it feels like the family keeps most of their growth, their products to themselves. Everything about the St. Laurent mansion feels bloated to you, like a tick trying to get the last bit out of a dying animal.
Fuzzbutt,
Yes.
what do you want more than anything else in the world?
I do not understand what you...
What do you want for yourself?
And you can see that there's this flash in his eye, like several ideas running past. It was like freedom, food, a place that I don't have to sleep in the howls of the dust.
I understand.
And I will do a prod. This is a group, a very massive amount of people. Does Jackal want to speak truth to them?
Jackal, it is considering speaking truth to them and has been considering it for a bit, but it needs to make sure that Lace has received what she desires before this all gets torn asunder and taken over. So,
Yeah.
right now, Jackal is merely observing, gathering information, trying to find a place to steal some of the silk for Lace.
Yeah, I think Fuzzbutt will leave you alone with some of the silk swatches. They're handkerchief-sized, but gathered enough they can be sewn into a pretty dress or even just a nice bra.
Oh yeah, totally stealing that. If I need to act under fire to do it or whatever, totally stealing that.
Oh no, none of these people could stand up to you. You don't have to act under fire.
Oh, well, just...
And I think as you're getting the tour around the house, we will return to Hella and Lace, and you guys are taken by Charleston to this huge, heavy wooden door with just scenes of old Southern brutality carved on it. Like there is obviously like old slaves from the back in the day carved on the door where they were working. There's people picking cotton. There's like this beautiful in the center, this like monument to Eli Whitney. And Charleston pulls out this long key, puts it in the lock, and turns it. You can hear this huge mechanism turn, and he opens the door, and inside are just like a gilded room with all kinds of this useless stuff like mother of pearl inlays, marble pillars holding up glass cases full of musical notes. And Lace, as you enter, you notice some of these are from the bands you have danced to before. Some of these are from songs you have heard from the Church of Idolatry. None of these songs have you heard. And a few of the bands are unknown to you. The St. Laurents are sitting on a literal small library of lost music. What do you and Hella do as Charleston keeps too close to Lace? He tries to slide his hand into yours, and it is sweaty, greasy, bit too hairy.
So she does the like, hey, like, and he reaches for her hand, and she like goes up to like reach for like a book or some kind of like just like binder of sheet music, and opens it. And what am I allowed to take from here?
Well, you'll be allowed to take that one song I showed you. We have some others, and he like reaches up for the book, but you are a few inches taller than he is, so he's having to get on his tiptoes to get the book. This round little Humpty Dumpty man. And he's like, you can't take the ones that would summon Lucy in the sky.
I want to read the situation.
Yeah, it is charged.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll.
Let's see, and then my sharp is 1. So that's an 11.
Okay. Ask your 3 questions. Unlike read a person, you must ask all the read a stitches at once.
So it is Lace and I in here with
Charleston.
okay. What's the best escape route?
The hidden door in the wall underneath the cavalry painting.
Hidden door in the wall underneath the cavalry painting. Of course, the son of a bitch has a cavalry painting. Okay, and well, I know which enemy is most vulnerable. What's the enemy's true position in this room?
In the walls.
Still in the walls.
Yeah, well, I think the enemy's true position is just Charleston right now, actually, because he would be the one that would have to command them.
Okay. Well, that's why I was asking, is I wanted to make sure that there wasn't anything in the walls or whatnot. So it's literally just the 3 of us in here.
It's the 3 of you in the room. There may be people in like that hidden hallway, but they would by the time they would come out, you would probably have time to have captured or taken Charleston.
Okay. What should I be on the lookout for?
Damaging these songs and becoming an enemy to the church or any other person who would have wanted them. But I think what Hella notices as well is that one of these like some of these stands where they're showing off the music in glass have like bars around them that you could rip off and turn into a very nice makeshift club.
Good fun. Alrighty. Yep. Go ahead. I'll read Charleston in a second or two.
Yeah. Charleston, like, do you want to see our most famous piece? As he looks Lace a bit too much up and down yet again.
Lace looks back at Hella and then maybe not the most famous. Surprise me. What's your favorite?
Oh, my favorite's an ancient piece that was used to summon the rains by my people. And he pulls out Zippity Doodah from a piece of like Mickey's musical Magic Times. It is sort of dog-eared, and he's like showing it to you. He's like, these are the holy lyrics of weather control. They keep the dust at bay.
And who says that? The church?
No, the church does not know of this music. That is one of the reasons we have fallen out of favor. We were used to find the music out here at the dust, but they didn't give us the respect we deserved.
I think at this point I'm going to read a person. I accidentally buried my roll your party link. Let's do that. Okay. That's great. So I rolled a 4 plus 1. So
you may ask one, but be prepared for the worst.
I already am prepared for the worst. What is Charleston intending to do?
Charleston is intending to show you off to his family and let them judge whether you are feasible as entertainment or to be used as food.
Okay.
And this is now a charged situation. Roll dangerous and sexy.
Hey. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
So plus my too hot. Ooh. Plus my too hot. That is 4.
Yeah. Well,
You know, I could try to assist, but even with 10
Even
plus,
with
I
that,
can
yeah.
only push you to a 6.
Is there anything I can do since I'm in the room?
you will probably need to do something since you were in the room as Charleston sees the greed in Lace's face for these lost musics and grabs her wrist. And I think he feels the meat on her bones and it's like, I know what you're good for. You're coming with me. And
Well, so much for
Whoops.
reading him. All right. So can I just state that I'm grabbing one of the metal bars off the case, or do I need to pull
No,
out the shotgun for this?
you can have whichever weapon you want since we have decided that you are strong enough to just rip off like bars from like walls as you're usually used to using handrails to beat people with.
Help.
But yeah, you
All
may
right.
go aggro with your shotgun or with this makeshift ornate staff of yours.
How far away is he?
He is in hand range.
Okay. Pull out the shotgun and put it against his head.
Roll ice cold. Take +2 forward because of your perfect instincts.
And I'm acting on a situation. So
Yeah.
isn't that +3 then +3?
No,
for
perfect
hot?
instincts gives you +2 instead of +1.
Okay.
So you're rolling at +5. You almost have the maximum you can roll for an Apocalypse World stat.
And that's a 12.
Yeah. Charleston
You're going
let
to take your
Lace.
hand off of her, or I'm going to turn your head into abstract art.
I see the weapons purge wasn't good enough. Fucking bitches. As he starts reaching into his coat, what do?
It's silenced. Pull the trigger.
It went punk.
Yeah, so with Merciless, that deals 4 automatic harm, as Charleston is not wearing any armor. The room is, you lose some of. Oh, actually, no. Messy is not on your shotgun anymore. There is a slug that goes through Charleston's head, and it does splatter on the outside. It covers the cavalry painting, but none of this music. And it's silenced, so no one heard this go off. Though I think you do hear some people in the walls begin scrambling, but you guys are in a room filled with lost music all by yourself before things are going bad.
Lace, grab what you can. We're getting the hell out of here.
Already done.
Okay, so with this, act under fire, both of you, to try and see how much you can grab.
All right. I'm pointedly grabbing anything from a musician or a group that I have never heard of. I don't care if it's good or not.
And I'm rolling plus cool, correct?
Correct.
So am I.
Well, shit, that gives me an 11.
I also have an 11.
Okay, you each gain. Well, I think you've stripped this room of the music. Like you're doing it well enough that you can just open up the cases. You're not knocking the cases over to get to the music. You're grabbing things, but you have music from the Beatles, Dolly Parton, other country stars, and I think the ultimate piece you get is Nirvana's Nevermind.
Oh, this is good, but we need to go. We need to go.
Yeah, and I think
Yes.
you hear people downstairs beginning to like get ready. It's like, and you hear from
And the vault
upstairs.
door was closed behind us, correct?
The door was
Charleston
closed.
it?
Closed it, but he did not lock it. And even if he did lock it, you have the key on his body.
Well, I'm going to lock it behind us. If that's something I can do.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And you guys, if you want to use your escape route, I will say it's an automatic 10+, since no one can fucking stop you right now.
I say we use the escape route.
Yeah.
And get the hell out of here.
I don't have any idea where it's going, but let's go.
Yeah, so you guys slide into the walls and start walking through these tunnels, like from American Horror Story season 6, I believe it was, Roanoke. But you guys are in the walls, and you can see signs that people have been there, like just bits of old food, water, less fun fluids that have been used. And Dolly will, of course, be gathered by the people. I think the people are going to Cheryl and St. Laurent, since she is now the next in charge. And we will turn. Yes.
One more question.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any reason to leave this hellhole standing?
Only if you want to take it from these people.
I want this house. It's a very nice house. I want it.
I will say it is close to the edge, like the psychic maelstrom. It is a very pretty house. It is not a safe house.
I'm okay with torching it.
Yeah. Well, let's make sure that the people that we care about are on the outside.
Yeah.
Well, fire would probably get them outside fairly quickly.
One can only hope.
You guys are going to be running through the walls, but I think Jackal, we're going to go back to Jackal's scene where you're still in the silk processing rooms.
Okay.
And I think one of the slaves was, like, they have some slaves in the walls, and one of the family members, who is this very tubby girl who looks to be about 17, comes running in with this key ring. She's just jangling, "Oh, Daddy! They killed Daddy! We need all hands on deck! Oh, Daddy! Oh, we're going to eat meat tonight." And she begins she begins undoing the chains on the slaves. Grab the arms, grab the armor. And then that's when she notices you and Teddy.
So is there anything that Jackal could stand upon, to stand kind of over them to project its voice?
There's several tables, yes.
Cool. Jackal will jump up onto a table and say, "Stop. Listen. Listen. Let me speak truth to you. If you kill those that have killed your daddy, and will not another daddy come, I can show you another life. I can show you another way. Freedom. Food. These are things I will help you to find. If only you will rise against the Saint Laurent."
Ooh, roll that frenzy.
Okay, cool. Let's see how this goes. So on frenzy, I still have my +1. That's why I was double checking in case everything worked out. So I have a +1, and I'm rolling weird. So that means I'm rolling +3. Here we go. Okay, so I've rolled a 6, but with my +3, that pushes it to a 9.
And I will say, do you want to spend your hold to have Lace be able to help you from afar?
I would love for Lace to help me with this.
Thank you. Let's hope the dice roller wants me to help. 8 plus. Do I roll HX to help?
Yes, HX.
Right, so it's a 9.
So you get a +1. That is a 10, Jackal.
Excellent. On a 10 plus, hold 3. Spend your hold 1 for 1 to make the mob. Bring people forward and deliver them. Bring forward all their precious things, like they have any. Unite, and I'd almost said untie, but I mean unite and fight for you as a gang. Fall into an orgy of uninhibited emotion. Go quietly back to their lives. So first, I will have them unite and fight for me as a gang. 2 harm, 0 armor, size appropriate.
These are, since there are a lot of people, but since they are sort of like just kept at the barest amount of sustenance, I will say they're a small gang.
That seems fair.
And do you want to use them against this daughter, or maybe have them bring forth Cheryl Ann, or the new head of the house?
I think they need to bring forth Cheryl Ann.
Okay, so I need Jackal roll hard using seizing Cheryl Ann's position by force with your gang.
Oh, that sounds great. So first of all, let me, before I forget, take that XP for rolling weird. And now I'll be rolling hard. So that gives me another XP, and I'll have to take an advance. I'll take it in just a moment. So I have nothing that gives me anything other than my hard +1. So here we go. Wow, I didn't need any more. That was an 11 +1 makes that pretend boxcars.
Okay, so choose your 3 options for seizing by force.
Oh, yes. Let me jump over here to the basic moves. I had seize by force a second ago. Where are you? All right. I will... I'm not so worried about them suffering harm. Sorry, but really, it's true. You've got to be judicious, people. Anyway, sorry, I'll stop with justifying myself. Inflict terrible harm. Take definite, undeniable control of it. And I will choose to frighten my enemies.
I think what frightens them is that you were speaking to, you were speaking truth, and I think the truth spread to the slaves in the house. And with Charleston dead, the people are rising up anyway. And they start assaulting the St. Laurent family before the St. Laurents have raised their weapons. The slave who is manning the weapons closet doesn't let them in. The St. Laurent gang is now a 1 harm, 1 armor gang, since they do not have their weapons. And they take 2 harm total because of the armor. But your gang takes 1 harm because they have 0 armor, and bring forth Cheryl Ann, who, along with Cheryl Ann comes Jolene, her cavalry saber gotten back from these people, and Moxie from Dolly's retinue. Moxie looking around, this place was a fucking trash heap anyway. At least something interesting happened. Hey, Jackal. Did you order this? I mean, 1 rich bitch on a platter?
I requested it. I'm very thankful for your assistance.
What do you want to do with her?
I would like to speak to Lace. Have you seen her?
Oh, we haven't been able to find them for a bit, and I think this is since the family was organizing, and you guys have basically dealt them a gigantic blow, that this is when Hella and Lace can come out of the wall at a different downstairs location and maybe see the family being brutalized and taken in by, or corralled by this gang and pushed forward towards Jackal.
I repeat, have you seen Lace?
And I think Jolene taps Moxie on the shoulder and like motions behind her as Lace comes out of the wall with Hella.
And it just looks like a painting swings open
Mm-hmm.
as they come through the wall. And they're just seeing people just running.
You see, like, a lot of the family members are running away. The slaves aren't hurting the children because the children have never done anything bad against them. But like they're corralling everything up. There's tears. There's a lot of noise and upset. But for the most part, the Saint Laurents seem to be taken down for right now. They will, since they've only taken 2 harm, they will probably rise up again depending on what happens and might need to be attacked by the gang again, but we will see.
But there's a sheath of paper under her arm and blood caking down the front of her shirt, like the front of her dress, as they come through.
Is that blood yours, Lace?
No, I'm okay. I promise, I'm okay.
And Cheryl Ann's on the ground, kneeling in her dress. Where's Charlie? What happened? You were supposed to be our slaves.
Charlie has decided to experiment with art installations.
Oh, Charlie, you bourgeoisie piece of shit.
He tried to hurt me, and that is what happens when people try to hurt me.
I don't understand what you're saying. Please.
Perhaps I can help. And I put the barrel of the shotgun under her chin and say, I value my friends. I also value people who pay me. You are neither and have done neither. I don't care whether you live or die. I can paint the floor with your brains, or you can stop howling and wailing and moaning and talk to Jackal. I believe Jackal has something it would like to say to you.
Okay. What the fuck is this?
I think Jackal glances over to Lace. There seems to be like an expression of it being slightly impressed by the pivot. Your current organization has many flaws.
Yeah, I know, and it seems like the one that was on top of me most nights has been taken care of.
Yes. I believe that we have a few choices. One is a restructuring of your organization, whereupon you add us as interested parties who help to share in the business opportunities that are provided by a number of your yields and facilities. Or we allow your slaves to murder the rest of your family.
Not much wiggle room there, is it?
Unfortunately not.
How do we know you won't come for us later? How do we know you won't? You'll protect us from the church.
As far as I know, we have everything the church would want from you. As for the rest of it, you can die now, or you can take the chance that we'll kill you later.
Look, Hella, is it? You may have a shotgun under my face, but I believe it's the one that has the control right now. So, butt out.
It would be wise to be respectful to Hella. She's the main reason that we're here and successful.
Look,
I need you to apologize.
I'm sorry.
Do you accept her apology, Hella?
Good enough.
And I think she looks up at Hella as like, on a different day, you'd make a great drinking partner.
I'm always a great drinking partner. The problem is I'm picky about who I drink with.
Okay. For the sake of my family, we'll hear about your restructuring.
Lace, are you interested in any other aspects of this house besides the music?
Honestly, as long as they leave us alone and let the children live, I can take what I have, and she just hoists it up. And I would be happy to go.
You're drawing the church's attention to you if you take that. And they already think you're a witch.
They're going to think I'm a witch one way or the other.
Would have liked to have seen you dance. Here it's pretty good.
Oh, it's good.
Fine. I guess we're going to have to release the slaves and do a lot of other things. Guess these little brats will have to learn how to do this with them.
Correct. However, I am sure that many of the people who were slaves you can hire back at a slightly higher wage than subsistence. I'll work with you on the financial structure. Don't worry, there will still be profit left over for you and yours. It may not be quite what you are currently accustomed to, but it will be much more sustainable because you will be alive.
I'm accustomed to breathing. I can do without the rest sometimes. So, as long as living is on the table, we'll take your offer.
And it offers a hand.
And Cheryl Ann will wait for the shotgun to be removed from the bottom of her head.
Oh dear, how rude of me. I seem to have forgotten to pull it away.
And
That's awesome.
she'll accept Jackal's hand. You drive a mean bargain, robot.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And she'll shake your hand, like do the southern too much, like way too spastic of a handshake, but
Yes, I know that one.
turns around. It's like, everyone, this is the boss now. Let's hear what they have to say. And I think this will be the end, like would have been, we'll take a break now, and when we come back, it'll be a bit of a time skip, if everyone's okay with that, as we do, like...
Yep.
Awesome. Cool. I have a little something to show you guys before we come back from break, but let's definitely break.
Okay.
Yeah, let's be back top of the hour.
Okay, cool.
Hey, hey.
Hey there. I have been joined by my cat.
Yes.
And speaking of people who've been joined by things,
This is Beaker. We adopted him today. He's 3 months old.
Oh,
Beaker like Bunsen and Beaker?
Yes.
yeah.
Yay.
He's a sweetie.
he's adorable.
He is very, very sleepy. They brought him from Texas all the way to Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's from a rescue shelter in San Antonio. But yeah, it's a long trip for him.
Mhm.
My cat is currently sitting on my notes because he is helping. So yeah, this will be, let's say it's at least 2 weeks to get the St. Laurents, kill off or sell off the ones who aren't fine with the new way things are arranged. Make sure that the slaves are being fed properly and being freed and not being thrust back into their lives. But the first thing we're going to have to do is Jackal will have to roll fortunes.
Okay, let's do that. All right, let's see. So my fortunes is currently should be 2. Yes. All right, here we go. Oh my, thank goodness it's a 2 and not a 1 because that was a 5 I rolled, but plus 2 makes it a 7. On a 7 to 9, they have surplus, but choose one want.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think instead of desperation, I will choose. I guess I'll have to choose. Well, let's see. Desertion and desperation are my 2 wants that I could choose.
You also have savagery.
That's true. I think I will choose desertion. It has grown quite a large group now, so perhaps some think that they're going to be. Uh-oh. Somebody wants down. You bored with me? Yeah, you go. Okay.
This is your pet interlude.
Yes.
It's an all-animal game. Everyone, get your pets.
I have no pet.
I will choose desertion.
Okay. And then Jackal, how much are you going to be spending on your lifestyle? 1, 2, or an exorbitant 3 barter?
Ooh. I think that it requires a 2 right now, so I'll mark off 2 barter. But it's doing that. Oh, it doesn't need much, but that 2 would cover either Lace or Hella if they do not spend. But I'll spend 2 regardless.
And I still have not decided how much barter you have gained from that robbery, Lace and Hella. But yeah, you
call it robbery. I call it liberation.
And Hella did twist our arm, and because we made her wear a dress, she gets, what, 60?
Yes, 60-40.
Yeah.
So I'll say you've gained 2 barter then.
Okay.
And Hella will have gained 3. Hella's loaded right now.
Oh,
Go somewhere. I'm going to step away for just a second. I'm sorry.
That's fine. So
This character keeper needs a spot for barter.
It does outside of the other notes.
Yeah.
But how much are you spending, Lace? 1, 2, or 3?
well, Jackal's taking care of me, so I'll just spend 1 to, maintain.
Okay, well, since Jackal's taking care of you, you don't have to spend any since they're maintaining for you.
Oh.
Oh, it is maintaining for you. And Hella, how much are you spending?
Walk me through the differences real quick.
1 is an average lifestyle. You have the lowest level liquor. You have cheap meals. 2, you're living very fine. You have pretty much the best alcohol, the best meals places have to offer. 3, you're living like a 1%er.
What effect does this have? Does it have any effect mechanically?
It'll allow you to have different like opportunities. Like if you spent 3 barter, you may attract the attention of more upper class people. You may not. Like you're going to be having like you won't be able to like if your weapon said like maybe you had reload, I wouldn't be able to say you're out of ammo because you've been spending so much barter that it's obviously plentiful on you.
Mm-hmm.
But like 2 is just an extreme. Like generally, most people just do 2 if they go higher because there's not much of a difference between 2 and 3.
Gotcha.
She's got 9 barter. Okay.
Well, I just want to make sure that I understand how things work because I was thinking about buying some stuff.
Oh
Good
yeah,
work, man.
Like, throwing knives, maybe a sidearm. I don't know. Maybe see if I can crank up the armor a little bit. So if I'm buying weapons and I'm spending barter on that, and I'm doing, say, 1 barter for my lifestyle, does that basically take care of the mechanical stuff that you'd be looking at, like in terms of ammunition and whatnot?
Yes, you would still have ammunition. You would things would be in good repair. If you don't spend any barter, you're literally like starving.
Yeah. And I can buy stuff, correct?
Like you can buy things, yes.
Okay.
By dropping barter.
All right. In that case, I'm gonna go ahead and spend the 1 barter just to maintain, and I'm gonna do a little bit of shopping in a little bit.
Okay, and I'm going to say, Lace and or Jackal, have you kept Hella's retainer maybe throughout these times?
Yeah.
You mean keep paying Hella so she'll help out? Is that what you mean?
No, it's not like basically like are you like keeping them around like in case I need a bodyguard, I'll be in your presence.
Yeah.
Goodness, yes.
Gotcha.
Hella's good at what she does.
And I don't even have to use violence all the time.
It took forever to get those brains out of that dress, but
Yeah, just get a new dress. Yeah, I think just because I want to see some of these moves, we're going to be starting in the dive bar, not the dive bar, the piano bar. Don't Tell Mama, I believe. Yes, Don't Tell Mama. And Lace, you are putting on a fine, beautiful, and my cat is attacking my headset. You're putting on a fine and beautiful number. Are you putting on this number to one of the lost songs?
Oh, she's definitely doing this to Zippity Doo Dah.
So yeah, you will be able to, if you would like to roll Artful and Gracious during this scene, you may, and take +1 forward for using one of the lost songs.
Yeah.
But I think is either Jackal or Hella in the audience to see Lace perform.
I think Jackal's in the audience, yes.
What? Like I'm going to turn down seeing an artist at work?
Okay, so
this is also probably the best bar that you've been at for a while.
Probably ever, but sure, let's go with a while.
Yeah, but I think as the song is playing, people are leaving, and Jackal, Eileen has left your service. She's not happy that you left Buckaroo alive, and she took a good portion of the congregation, but she's not been heard of by anyone. She wandered off into a direction almost no one goes, and people are saying she's been lost to the dust. But you have a connection with most of your followers. You know she's alive, but not where she is. And I think as the song is playing, some people are getting, some people of Jackal's retinue are getting tired, and it's this fascination Jackal has with Lace is driving them up the wall, that Jackal's supposed to tell them truth. What truth does Lace prove? That yes, everyone knows beauty's nice to look at, but there's got to be more. And so I think a few people like standing up, saying they're going to go get drinks and just leaving out the back or out the front.
So I rolled Artful and Gracious, and I got a 9.
With your +1 forward?
Oh, no, I spent my +1 forward last session.
No, this is from the using the lost music.
Oh, so it's a 10.
You get 3 options from your list.
Who is in the audience of note? NPC.
Basically anyone you could like. I think looking at let me look at our NPCs real quick. But I think this can definitely be like the owner of Don't Tell Mama. This can be some of Jackal's followers, any of the Extravaganza children. I think Buckaroo is there. I'll have to mark off Charleston St. Laurent. Thank God.
He's the worst.
Skulljack is definitely there. And I think in the back, staying far, far from Hella's sight, is Dez.
Do I start some shit?
Oh, please do.
So I think after she steps off the stage, I'm gonna grab. I know I want to do something with Dez.
But maybe does Dez love you now?
Perhaps. That's what I was leaning towards.
Oh, good. And I think the patron of Don't Tell Mama will be Mama, who is and you don't tell Mama things because Mama knows. Mama knows, sweetie.
I know. I'm going to spend the second hold of that. I'm going to say Buckaroo wants to give me a gift.
Ooh. And I think Buckaroo looks at Jackal and is like, there's this weird sort of he's still sort of on the fence of trusting Jackal completely. So but the gift as he slides out of the chair and makes his way to congratulate Lace for her performance, he's going to slip her, let's call them complication codes. If you say these keywords, you can inflict S harm on any artificial being.
Okay. I feel like it's the piece of paper in the palm, kind of like.
Yeah, and it's like things that you would not say, the average panda weighs thirsty o'clock. It's like these words do not go together.
And she opens it up. And what is this?
These worked to negate the efficacy of Jackal's brother. I wouldn't have been able to take him down, them, it, whatever pronouns Jackal's brother would have used. We didn't talk. And they may work on Jackal in case, I know you're close, but in case Jackal ever turns on you.
And she slips it into her sleeve and leans over and gives Buckaroo a kiss on the cheek. Thank you for keeping my safety in mind.
Of course. I mean, it's not like you had anything to do with that horrible day anyway.
Sometimes people just aren't in control of themselves.
And I think this is when you feel an arm sling around your shoulder by this twinky little gang leader. Hey, babe, that was some nice movements. People back in the day said that dance was like how you showed how good you were at sex.
And who are you?
Oh, Dez. As he's gotten all his wonderful hair grease on his hand.
And she like slips out from because he has his arm around her. She like slips out from under it and turns to face him and then like extends an arm.
And he'll shake your hand, and it's sticky and unpleasant, but not nearly as unpleasant as Charleston's hand had been. It's just like, you know, I could show you a great time. Me and my gang, we pretty much are going to run Nashville soon.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the church thinks it's all big and mighty, and the Thunderground's all full of noise, but they're nothing to the savage wolves.
Oh, if that's the case, why have I never heard of you?
We've been keeping it on the low, dear.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go just barking at everything and just announcing your presence. And he looks towards Jackal as, like, I think the knowledge of what happened at the St. Laurent plantation mansion has spread around Nashville.
Well, sometimes you gotta be loud to get what you want. Would have never found that music otherwise.
You mean that song you were dancing to?
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird beat, but it's nice and new. What else did you find there?
A bit.
I see.
Are you interested?
Oh, I'm beyond interested.
Well, my music is my livelihood, so I don't think I'm going to let go of that anytime soon. But Hella has quite a bit, if you're interested.
No, that's cool. I mean, Hella's a fine rockin' chick. She can handle herself, and I mean, like, I don't want to bother her. I mean, why would I want to bother her? It's just like, I mean, she's still heartbroken after our breakup. I mean, yeah.
So wait, you and her
Oh, yeah.
together?
Oh, trust me, I rocked her world.
Like you're going to rock mine?
Oh no, I've learned a few tricks since then.
How about tonight? Take me out.
Where you want to go?
Wherever you think is worthy of me.
Oh, nice. I'll get a few places in mind. And I'll see about taking you out then. As he like makes sure that you are between him and Hella's line of eyesight and slinks off.
I have one last hold on this move. And I kind of want someone to admire Mama. Dez is your ex.
Yeah, Dez was your the ex-boyfriend you said you would kill if you saw him again, Hella.
I want to use that last that
Yeah.
last hold just to make sure that I'm still in Mama's good graces.
Yeah, so I think that you'll get some big name like servant around, or servant of the Church of Idolatry, to like say, like, you know, Mama's place will be where the next big show of the church is going to be held at.
Okay. That's not foreboding at all.
No, not at all. Yeah, you are free from your obligations as you walk amongst the crowd. There, I think as you like walk by tables, people will get up and like do like small rounds of applause for you as you make. Where do you make your way to?
Where's Jackal?
Oh, Jackal's in the audience.
Jackal's in the audience.
I think Jackal might be like at the bar.
Okay.
It came by itself, didn't force any of its followers to come, and then those that did left, maybe because they
Yeah.
were angry.
So I think Lace has a piece of lace tied around her wrist and like uses it to tie up her hair. Walks over to Jackal. I don't know if I'm going to stay for much longer tonight. Would you like to walk me home?
Of course.
And there's
Oh,
no God.
So, where does Lace live?
oh yeah.
Oh, why have I not thought about this kind of stuff?
And like, does she live alone? Does she have like an artistic community with her, or like her last patron?
She probably does live with her last patron. Just kind of bounces around.
Okay. I think this patron will be. Oh, I've not thrown any drag stuff yet. Why not be Lady Bunny?
All right. It's a private room in her house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. And I think along the walk outside, Jackal will occasionally look up into the sky. It seems the Saint Laurents were mistaken.
Everyone thinks that I am something I'm not, and that magic is real. And I've learned that the magic is something that is used to scare the weak-willed. If this song could cause the rains, it would rain every day, and we wouldn't have as many problems as we do now.
I respectfully disagree. Magic is real, and you are magic. You bring hope where there likely should not be any.
That's very kind of you.
And I think as you were talking about magic not being real, you hear from across the way. I think you guys are walking down the street, and like from like this other side of like a side street, you're just like, no, I can't do that. I didn't do that. Leave me alone. And if you turn to look, you see this woman landing out of the sky from a sort of who had been flying a little bit, not like a Superman land, but like who had been hovering a little bit. And this is Lucy in the Sky, one of the idols the idols themselves, when they get their power from the old world performers, tend to have weird abilities. The church does not call it magic because magic is outlawed, but it clearly is stuff that is supernatural, maybe driven by the dust itself. And Lucy is known as Lucy in the Sky because she can hover a few feet. And she lands before this pathetic looking man who seems to be scared out of his wits. And she is holding this church, like this Bible that would have, like, it seemed like inside it just holds a flask, and she pulls the flask out and starts pouring it over him. You have been charged with of using witchcraft to bewilder and flummox those who've come to you for work. How do you plead? Should it matter at all? What do you do?
I'm gonna read a situation.
Go ahead.
I feel like that's fair. What are all these awful rolls plus sharp? So that's a 6.
Unless Jackal wants to help.
Oh, I will so help. Sorry, I will super help. I was just waiting. Let's see. I've got a +2 HX with Lace. So here we go. Oh, wow. It started out as a 5 and a 1. The 1 flipped to a 3. So that would be a 10.
Okay.
So yeah, you get
That
one
sounds
question.
Yeah. Mhm. Uh, who's in control here? I feel like that's an obvious question, but
Uh,
yeah.
that would be Lucy and more, I guess, in a way, let me check his name again. The Dean Brooks, who sends his idols out to do his will.
Mm. Huh. What should we do?
Puckett lost power. He said he's doing it from his phone.
Okay. And yes, Lucy's on this random guy.
Okay.
And you can soon you'll be able to smell. This is not alcohol. This is gasoline.
So you can tell that Jackal is pretty impassive about this, unless this random person is unknown, then Jackal will just look to what Lace is going to do and support that, but really would not probably do anything, unfortunately. Sorry.
Is there anyone else on the street?
There are several people who are gathering, and you hear some of the more brutal ones, burn, 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 as they are all gathering to, like the Old West, where you would gather to see people hanged and shot.
The smart self-preservation part of Lace is saying leave, but that hasn't prevailed in a long time. So I think still with Jackal's hand in hers, because of course they're walking home arm in arm. She steps forward. She's like, "What's going on here?"
And Jackal, Lucy looks over and sneers at Lace. This is none of your concern, dancer. This is about the church and keeping the world pure.
And what has he done that's been so impure?
He has been flummoxing minds. He has been making people see things they have not. He has been cursing crops. He is a witch.
You seem to claim many people are witches. Do you not?
And she shrugs her shoulders. I am but a messenger of the church. I have been blessed by the church. Do you stand before an idol and say that I am wrong?
I'm rolling dangerous and sexy.
Ooh.
And I, thank goodness, rolled an 11.
You hold 2.
Puckett
keeps dropping in and out.
Yeah. I hold 3. You know what? I'm looking at the wrong move. Sorry. So, welcome back, Puckett, though. I'm going to spend one of those on Lucy. And we're trying. So, keeping eye contact with Lucy, I'm making my way through the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
If you are going to burn one witch, you must burn us all.
Ooh, and she can't take her eyes off you as you keep your eyes locked on her, and she, you challenge me and challenge the church.
I am challenging your claims.
Fine. Then step to me, and what shall you do? And that's when she realizes she can't really move.
I'm trying to give this guy a way to leave.
Yeah, I think when she like tries to and can't really move, that he like gets up and starts like clambering away, just running, sobbing, wiping out the gasoline off himself. And she, like, Lucy tries to take her eyes off you and cannot. What is sorcery? Foul sorcery is in your blood.
I am simply what I am. Prove I am a witch, and I will suffer the consequences.
And I think she will basically do a holy word stun to reference D&D, as one of her powers is to inflict S harm with her her voice. So you are going to take a S harm as she screams to all, the befouled wretch is before me. Suffer ye not a witch to live.
Ugh.
So unless you can successfully roll to keep your cool, you will be basically not taken out of the scene, but basically like you're hit with a taser or a stun gun.
Yep. Let's see how that goes. Goodbye.
Yeah, so I think she says these, and like it just fills your head with, suffer not a witch to live, suffer not a witch to live. Like you cannot think anything else. Like you can't, like even your autonomous processors can only think that as you fall to the ground.
Yep.
In a heap.
Yep.
Jackal, what do you do at this time?
I turn to the crowd. Those who have gathered to see someone burn. Look. Look at what this church person has done. For those of you who have been to Mama's, you know the beauty and the power that lace has. That is magic that lifts the hearts of everyone. What has Lucy in the Sky ever done for you? If anyone should burn right now, it should be her.
That's my cat meows in agreement.
Agrees.
Is that a +1?
Yeah.
Plus the cat.
Yeah, so I'm trying to frenzy this crowd here.
Go ahead. And remember, you are hypnotized, so Jackal can give you up to +3 just by spending her holds.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, Lace can.
I'll do it.
Well, let's see what Jackal rolls. Oh.
Okay. I roll plus weird. Have a weird of 2. So I rolled a 5 plus 2 is a 7. So it is a success that I get 1 hold.
No, I will spend my 3 hypnotize hold to give you. To bump that up to a 10.
Holy crap, that's amazing. Yeah.
What happens when you hang around me?
That's awesome. And yeah, you should hypnotize me more. I would like to bring people forward, deliver LSD to me.
Okay. And they begin swarming Lucy as she pulls out her like huge Bowie knife and tries to slash at some of them.
I guess I'll have to fight for me as a gang to harm. Hero armor.
Oh, God.
Appropriate.
Yeah.
Well, roll to seize Lucy by force.
Guess what I got with my advance? I bought 1 hard, so I have a heart of 2. Yay. Okay, so I rolled a 7 plus 2 is a 9, and on a 9er, I get a total of... Hold on. 2 hold. Awesome. Let me jump down to that. I was looking at which move to buy, so I got to spin down to the moves real quick here. So please don't hate me. But again, I'm not going to suffer little harm because it's them. But I will take definite and undeniable control of it and impress my enemy. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, so Lucy will take 3 harm from this. Her leathers are torn. Her makeup is smeared. She is brought before you, and she is coughing. You do not know what you have done. You beast.
Point of fact, I do. Please release Lace.
And Lucy coughs, and Lace's mind clears.
What happened?
It seems the person who called you a witch used some kind of power.
It is divine power. It is divine blessing. Myroblight flows through my veins.
I'm just gonna spit at her. Fuck it.
Well, let's say, does Lace want to succor Lucy? Which is just that since she is not in a position to resist you, you can just inflict harm on her.
And she's already taken quite a bit, so...
Are you saying kill her?
You can if you want. I'm just saying it's an option. You don't have to.
I think she's more valuable alive than dead.
Good call. I'm pushing the wrong button sometimes too, just to make sure you.
Yep.
Interesting stuff happens.
Catch.
Yeah. She curses and looks up at Jackal. You will never be an idol like me. People worship me from choice. They do to you from desperation.
I believe you think this will hurt my feelings?
You have no feelings, machine.
Accurate.
You don't even love Lace. You're using her like you use everything. You will discard her when the time comes, when she is ancient and can no longer be of use to you.
Are you done?
As long as there's breath in my body, I will never be done. And she coughs a bit in the dirt.
I'm sorry, Lace. And then I grab her by the nose, her being Lucy, yank it back, shove the grenade into her mouth, pull the pin, and kick her back.
I take it this is succoring her.
Yeah.
Sadly, she can't really resist. And luckily, this gets me to roll have people roll against my affliction move.
Oh.
Which I don't have. I have it in my notes, but I don't have it up on the screen yet.
That's okay.
So, those who are near Lucy when she dies, please roll weird. On a 12+, interesting things will happen.
Point for 12+. That's not a 12+.
What'd you get?
I got 6 + 2 and 8.
Ooh. Well, take Psy-Harm, Jackal.
Oof. I must look up Psy-Harm.
You roll +1. The harm move +1, and on you don't want to get a good success on this. And Lace, what was your weird roll? Oh, a 4. Lace, you take 2 harm from the emotional stress of being around an idol's death, plus Psy-Harm. Yay!
But does she need to roll harm twice or just one time?
She'll have to roll.
So it's like 3 harm?
No, she'll have to roll harm twice.
Oh, jeez. So I rolled a 5 + 1, a 6, so I failed.
That means you nothing happens to you. You're fine with this Psy-Harm. So roll a 2d6 plus 1 for the psi harm, Lace. Good, you failed. Nothing happens psi harm. Then roll 2d6 plus 2. Ah! And that is a... But I will... So you lose... I think Lace loses track of some of her music. She loses the Zippity Doodah song as someone in the crowd takes it from her as they're lifting her back up onto her feet. And as the grenade goes off, we cut back to Hella, who hears the sound of a grenade going off outside.
That sounds like something I should have been involved in.
So, Hella, you are still in Don't Tell Mama. You are drinking what is bottom shelf liquor here is basically top shelf Rose Club liquor.
Yeah, it's the good shit at the Rose Club. But, gotta live a little, right?
Yeah. And I remember, you'd wanted to go shopping, hadn't you?
I do. I actually have a list.
Oh, dear. What is that list?
I'd like some throwing knives. I'd like a silenced 9mm sidearm. I think I might want a sniper rifle.
Oh, dear. You'll have to... for each of these, you'll have to roll the barter move. And for that, you have to spend up to 3 barter. And for every barter you spend, you get to roll 2d6 plus the amount you spent. So, and for a silenced sidearm, since it is high tech, you will have to spend an extra barter just for it to be available.
Okay. So here's the situation that I'm in. Stepping out of character. My power company just texted me to say the power is not going to be restored for another at least 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
My phone's going to die pretty damn quick, and I can't charge it.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, this is something that I will need to pick up. Well, next session, maybe between sessions if it works, because otherwise,
we'll do your phone power anyway. There's an actual emergency.
Yeah, we'll do the shopping between sessions, and I'll focus on Lace and Jackal's fallout from the thing. So yeah, thank you, and sorry this has happened.
You and me both. I mean, who doesn't want to get in on setting an idol on fire and putting a grenade in their pocket and kicking them back? I mean, that's good wholesome fun in Nashville.
Oh,
my
family entertainment.
Yeah, for the whole family.
This is what Dolly. This is every show at Dollywood. I swear.
All right. Have a good session. Yeah. If the power comes back on, I will pop back in. But this is probably it for the night, unfortunately. All Be well. Have a great night. I'll talk to you all soon. Be well.
See you, Puckett. Good luck.
Yeah. So Lace seems to be pretty hurt.
Hurt and confused.
Yeah.
I think Lace is going to be picked up by Jackal, and it will take Lace to the... I don't know. Do we have a doctor, an angel of some kind?
There are probably several doctors in Nashville who ply their trade. I think the one that the thing is, does Jackal know doctors? Because Jackal doesn't use them. I don't think
Jackal doesn't need them.
I think that it's people would need doctors. So I don't know if Jackal commits its processing cycles to evaluating which is the best doctor. But perhaps goes for the most efficient doctor and possibly the cheapest.
That would be Lucia.
Okay, from Lucy to Lucy. I like it. Seems appropriate.
Yes, and or Lucia. That's how you pronounce that name. And let me type that in the chat too, so we all know how.
Okay.
And Lucia is kind of like the wise woman in the woods kind of thing. Take this poultice and call me in the morning kind of doctor. And I think, like, with the grenade having gone off, people are going to be going. Oh, and with your final hold, Jackal, do you want to make these people go back to their normal everyday lives?
Oh yeah, you do have an extra.
Oh yeah, I do. Oh man, or should I have them like go into some kind of emotional orgy here?
Maybe a celebration of an idol dying.
I think
That's a
so.
neat choice.
Yeah, an orgy of uninhibited emotion celebration.
So yeah, they're going to be taking what's left of Lucy's body throughout town. Some of them will have pieces, some of them won't. But this will keep the church off your back.
Yay.
Yeah, so Lucia is this matronly old black woman who has, like, she has morphine. She has, like, the stuff that she keeps for the paying clients. Otherwise, there's some lemongrass and tinctures that she can give you. And when you walk into her place of residence, the billowing scent of actually quite good pot comes out as you see her with a hookah, smoking, like, has the hookah in her mouth, just from, like, in one side out the other, as she's stitching this one guy up, and she's, like, blowing the smoke in his face for pain relief since he doesn't have that much money on him.
Nice.
Be with y'all in a sec.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Please don't worry about me.
Didn't say I was.
I have come to find that I cannot help it. I'm sorry. You had that situation handled, and I do not know what happened to me.
It's okay. But what she said wasn't true, was it?
Not at all. I realized I didn't want her to say anything more in case she would suspect.
Suspect what?
Suspect that it would be true.
And I think you hear, like, a thump as as Lucia places down the stuff she was working with, and the guy is just, he's still bleeding a bit, but he's sewn up. He's not going to bleed out, and he's limping out. Okay. What brings y'all lovely people in today? And I think, Lace, you have, like, this pretty violent nosebleed from the damage.
Sounds about right.
We will speak more about this later.
Will we?
I promise.
Yeah. And I think there's, like, some cotton being rubbed on your nose, and she applies some tissues. Like, okay, and payment up front.
Jackal?
Jackal hands over one of its last two barter without saying anything about that. But
You got 2 barter from the followers this session too, don't forget.
Oh,
Yes.
And you should have gotten 2 barter last session too.
Oh, well, then fine. I'm good. Thanks for reminding me of how mechanics work for the game of the character that I'm playing. Awesome. So I was at 2 plus 2 plus 2, so 6. So I'm down to 5. I'm good.
Yep.
Let's see. I think that I give her a handful of Sony microdiscs, like the mini discs.
Like the chip clips.
Yeah.
She looks like, Hanson, this will do nicely. And she pulls out this, like, foul smelling drink. It's like, you've got internal bleeding, probably. Drink this.
She like grabs it and kind of turns her nose up at it before it's like.
But as you look into it,
Mm-hmm.
your reflection isn't your reflection. You don't know, like the people watching from the camera would know, but it's Donna Summers looking up at you.
Okay.
And then I would say, does this make you want to open your brain?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you've had such great luck with rolls so far.
This has been such a. Yeah, last game, I was rolling real hot. And now, less.
It happens. It happens.
It really does. Okay. That is a straight 8.
Okay, so you feel like the woman seems to be lip syncing, and you can recognize the song from one you've danced to before. And I'm a terrible gay man because I'm not great with Donna Summer songs. So, but she's, as you drink it, you can hear the lyrics in your brain, and it's almost like you're feeling someone else's hands, like it's like they would be running through your hair, but it's under your skull.
That's great.
And the last thing that you hear as you drink the last drop is, "Just believe in me."
Are you trying to poison me or something?
Oh heavens no, darling. That'd really fuck up business. What's going on? What brings y'all in? How'd this happen?
I did something very rash, and Lace was hurt in the aftermath.
So this is going to stay vague. I'm a doctor. I kind of need details.
We should just tell her.
I murdered an idol tonight.
And the doctor gets up, locks her door, like locks it hard. Like there's a board, there are locks being done, and she reaches in like under the counter, pulls out a shotgun, lays it down, not aiming it at either of you. It's like, okay. Unlike a lot of people here, I find that a damn fine thing to do. So, y'all are under my protection now. If anyone comes calling, they'll answer the shotgun first, and I'll give you guys some time to leave. God's damn bastards chewed up and spit out my daughter. See what happens to them now. She then I think pulls out like this crystal decanter from her medicine cabinet and pours you each a like 2 fingers of fine whiskey. Drink up. It's a celebration.
Lace's gonna take one of the glasses and come over and sit next to Lucia. What? Your daughter?
Maribel. Maribel wanted to be an idol. Maribel went to the Church of Idolatry. She didn't cut the mustard, they said. Turned her into a slave working their cherry trees. That happens to be what happens to the people who drop out. I am not too fond of them, as you can see.
The church is not kind to anyone who doesn't fit their mold. I understand that, and that's why Lucy had to go tonight.
Oh, you killed the sky demon. Heavens help.
Oh, I didn't. It did.
And Lucia raises a glass to Jackal. To you, my fine fellow.
To you.
It was not wise, but I do not regret it.
Oh no, church is going to be breathing down your neck heavy hard now. You might want to check out the Thunderground. Church don't have no good reach down there.
It might be wise to lay low for a while. And if anywhere is the place to go, it might be the Thunderground.
That will limit your entertaining options. Perhaps, Lace, you should go on your own.
You mean without you?
To remain safe.
I can sustain on what I have. Sell some of the music.
It's not like you have a gang on your side that said they wanted to show you a good time, Lace.
Because I trust Des, of all people.
You don't have to trust him. You can just use him.
That's fair. That's fair. If Jackal, if you don't want to go with me, that's fair. I can't keep you away from your own.
I would prefer to go with you. I just have no desire to put you in further danger.
I don't know if it's going to be more dangerous for me up here or down in the Thunderground, so. Better to take a chance with someone who might not put a gun in my mouth the first second they see me.
True.
And we're coming up to where the second break is. Since we have lost Puckett and don't have David, do we want to continue the session for the last hour or make this like the session end?
I'm open to either.
Yeah, I'm also open to either.
Okay. I'm fine exploring the Thunderground and maybe getting Des killed. That's cool with me.
Because he was such a memorable side character.
No. That was kind of the joke. But
Yeah, I know.
I know. But yeah, let's take a 5-minute break and be back 2 after the hour and see how this Thunderground trip goes.
Thank
Sounds
you.
fun.
Oh, and heal 1 harm from the poultice lace.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Let's say first session was very unlethal, and now this.
I'm here.
I was so torn on how Jackal would react to that. I just
To what?
to the whole Lucy thing, like all of that. It was
Oh, that spiraled downward really quickly.
Yeah, so
yeah.
is Jackal going to be bringing any of its followers with it to the Thunderground?
Absolutely, Teddy never leaves my side. And I would very much like it if Hummer were around, because that would be beneficial. And yeah, even Pugsley, just as a background runner, is always helpful. So,
Yeah, I was thinking Hummer at the very least to drive you all there.
yeah. And Teddy, because I really like the way you play Teddy, and also I think Teddy looks amazing. So
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think like Hummer comes with the huge Humvee to pick up Jackal and Lace, and Teddy is inside in the back, sitting with Teddy in her lap, and I think Pugsley is just really excited because it was like probably the word got around that things have gone down. It's like, whoa, boss! Did you really take out an idol by yourself?
more or less, this is generally true.
That is so cool. I can't believe this. Oh, I will follow you anywhere. Where are we going?
Ah, I'm glad you asked. We are going to the Thunderground.
Oh, it's always so loud in there, and but yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I think Teddy puts a hand on Pugsley, like taps him down, and Hummer's just up front humming this nice. As the radio does not work in the car, or at least it's never on, as Hummer
Nice.
always hums something instead. And I think like there's as your guys are driving to one of the Thunderground entrances that Hummer's like, parking's gonna be a bitch.
It'll be safer. That's the strangest sentence I've ever said in my life. It'll be straight. It'll be safer in there than it will be out here, at least for a few days.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since I've seen that weird woman do her spin doctoring, and maybe we can even get a few spin doctors to change the rumors of what happened up here. What you think,
Yeah.
Jackal?
I'm sorry, I was just informed that the dog has taken his first poo, and unfortunately it was on our bed. Can you please repeat yourself?
Hummer was saying that it's that you might want to get some of Grace Jonesing's spin doctors to change how the perception is above ground.
That is an excellent suggestion. Thank you.
Might cost a bit, but I'm sure we can scrounge up something. And probably would have been better if Eileen hadn't left with that damn map.
I can find her, I believe.
Are you sure? I mean, she and a few of the others have been pretty secretive lately.
If the map will benefit us, then we should retrieve it. I believe Eileen is emotional about the change in the group.
I think Eileen's mad because, well, she'd been wanting to know if there were others like you out there, Jackal.
Oh, there are.
I think she had been wanting to meet them, see if they act like you.
I doubt it.
Yeah, no one's really going to be like you. Or like us. I think Hummer holds out like one of the knucks to do the fist pump.
After a moment, Jackal, it will do. We'll do that.
And you guys get to one of the few parking lots in Nashville still that have not been restructured as like a garden or a place of residence or like a tent town or things like that. And Hummer does like the crappy double park job because they don't want anyone messing with their ride. And steps outside, waits till everyone's out, and actually has a car alarm. And there's a muttering under their breath, where it's just like not like I'd be able to hear it from where we're going, but it'll scare some people off. And you guys descend underneath Nashville to the Thunderground. You can hear what sounds like light tapping, light scratching at first. As you get further and further underneath Nashville, it begins resonating, the sound of electronic music, house music, DJ specials spinning everywhere. You can hear just a cacophony of different genres going off in different areas. And you get to the ticket taker, who looks at both of you and holds out her hand. Cash, grass, or ass?
I will pay for our entry.
Thank you.
Oh. How many barter is it to get in?
Well, it's this is a bit nebulous. You can pay in barter, or you could let them know that you know a place that has great peas and larvae.
So mechanically, is Saint Laurent now part of our overall organization, or do we just basically we skim off the top and?
It is part of your organization. I'm not saying you betray the Saint Laurent, but basically,
Okay.
if you go here, you will get food instead of paying barter.
Mm.
Oh. So out of character, Sarah Bell, how do you feel about that?
I am okay. I don't know how the Saint Laurents are going to come back. It'll be a strained relationship either way.
Yeah, I think I'll just pay the barter. Okay. I will pay fourth barter.
And I think with your lifestyle of one barter, you only need to pay one more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And this will buy you a few days of partying. And it's like, and she pulls out the ticket taker pulls out these neon bracelets, slaps them on each of you, and lets you in. There is like Daft Punk to the right. There is voguing music to the left. There is just a strange industrial straight ahead, but you have your ways of the Thunderground to go to. But to look, if you want to actually meet with Grace Jonesing, you may need to drop some words about it.
We can ask around if need be.
Yeah, and
I honestly just need to make sure that the next time I'm seen, I don't get a bullet in the head or whatever the fuck that was.
you don't want to get burned.
Yeah, I'd rather not get set on fire, even though it would be a fantastic show. But if we can change things and somehow get the church to realize that the people aren't on their side.
There is power in music. I think you are the best savior they could hope for.
Yeah, so as I think this would be a if you're trying to find you just want to like hunt Grace Jonesing down, that would be like a cat and mouse roll. Or if you want to like just drop words, like talk to people, you can do a manipulate to try and get a audience with her.
Well, since your hot's highlighted, why don't you manipulate?
Yeah. Let's go with that.
This will be fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. This is fine. 10.
Oh, it is fine. Yay!
It is fine. This is fine. For once.
Yeah, so it takes a few hours, and I think, Lace, by the time you've talked like the 14th drug-addled disc jockey, you finally hear this silken voice behind you, which actually breaks through the thrumming sounds of the Thunderground. Ah, welcome. I hear you have been looking for me. And Grace Jonesing is there in her half cut off suit with a wide retinue of disc jockeys and spin doctors behind her, looking quite elegant.
It has taken so much to find you.
Well, we have a maze down here. It's not the best to always be known where you are. Have you come seeking sanctuary?
At most, sanctuary. I don't want to ask too much of you.
No, it's fine. People like us, we've got to stick together, I think. But I think I've heard of you. You're Lace, right? The one who turned that nasty plantation house who was near one of my entrances into a less nasty plantation house.
We did what we had to.
I'm sure that Charleston St. Laurent pushed you. He was always so pushy and grabby and greasy.
Oh, yeah.
I see you did meet his acquaintance then. Yeah.
I would rather not have, but it is what it is.
Yes, and now he's dead and you're not. Let's keep it that way. And she'll motion for you all to follow her. And she'll take you into a soundproof room inside, which silence is a very rare quality down in the Thunderground.
It's a little bit jarring.
And it's like, the door opens, oonce, 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 close. And she'll take a seat behind this grand cedar desk, which probably took way too much trouble to get down under here. And she opens up this box and pulls out a cigar. Does not offer you either any of her smokes. These are for her. Lights up and looks at Lace, Jackal, and the crowd. And I think Pugsley is just like looking around this room. And it's like, oh wow, that's an old Zetajon drum set. It's electronic. I could just I could amp it up. I could amp it down. He sees everything he could work with.
Oh.
And she blows a smoke ring out and then sort of does like the Gandalf thing of blowing smoke through it. She doesn't make a ship or anything, but she does tricks. And I was like, so I assume you all need my help. Few come looking for me when they don't need help.
Well, speaking for myself, as I only can, the Church of Idolatry has gone too far.
Again, I mean, they are still doing it. They're still trying their old tricks, I suppose.
And it was yesterday, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By this time yesterday.
Yeah. Yesterday, they pushed us too far, and they'll be coming after us, I would assume.
And you want me to help you stay safe, take them on, change their minds.
I don't think anything could change their minds.
Oh, it can. It's generally money and slaves, and I have plenty of money but no slaves. Slavery does not exist in the Thunderground.
Safety is my first and most important concern, but
I
seeing what they've wanted to do,
Do you wish to put an end to them or just keep yourself safe? If you stay in the Thunderground, I can promise your safety.
I don't think I would flourish here as I do in Nashville.
A shame. A rarity, too. You could be one of the true divas of Nashville.
I want to go home, but I know it's not safe.
Not for a while. Not until they set their sights on something else. So, what went down? Why is the church angry today?
I just look back at Jackal.
Jackal steps forward. I murdered Lucy, Sky of Diamonds.
Ah. Oh, please tell me you're not lying.
I had a group hold her down, forced open her mouth, and placed her grenade into it, pulled the pin, and watched her head explode.
Enjoyable. I wish I had been there. Those idols like to think they control every last bit, but they don't. Idols come in all shapes and sizes. And I think she stands up, like her cigar is halfway down by now. She is quite a heavy smoker. And she goes to one of her drawers and pulls out different files. I have information I guess I could give you if you all wanted. Something that might be able to keep you safe.
And what do you want in return?
Our supplies are running low. We would do well with food. We get water from the drains, filtering it, of course. But food, some proper builders or construction workers or just helping hands would help.
I can provide you these things.
What proof do you have of that?
They're always the St. Laurents.
It's true.
You control the St. Laurents now?
We do.
Their plantation would be ample payment. More than ample, actually. It could get you a bonus. We would have to free their slaves, of course.
They are freed.
Already done.
Oh, superb. And I think she slides over a folder to both of you.
I'm gonna reach over and just kind of look at the outside.
It's just like a manila envelope kind of thing. But on the cover it just says "Darlin."
This for the whole plantation.
That's your bonus. Not everything you're going to get. But I think it'll help tremendously. Open it up. See if you agree.
And I do.
It's Grace jonesing, holding her arms around Dean Brooks' neck, and a beautiful mixed child standing beside them. I ran away with Darlin. I'm sure Dean Brooks would do anything to see her again.
And you would risk that.
I would risk him knowing that she's in the Thunderground. The Thunderground is vast. The Thunderground I can hide in. If he tries to come for me and my own, he won't be coming for you.
It might be most beneficial if we destroy the church.
That could work. I fear facing all their idols at once. You know they would call them in to protect themselves.
It's true, unless they fell into infighting.
I like how you think, but do you have a plan for this?
I would need more information about the idols themselves to formulate a workable plan.
I do know the last few idols they've had. I mean, as you can see, I was quite close to the Dean.
Any information would be much appreciated.
And she'll start pulling out files on the idols. There is things such as, trying to think of I think like a lot of these people are named after the songs, not the idols themselves.
Mhm.
Like there is Spaceman, the David Bowie idol. There is I think there's like Catman, the Kiss Army. I mean, he did choose the worst one, but yeah, like she puts out like the 5 idols that she knows of, and the 5th one is of course Lucy in the Sky, who is no longer in the sky.
Lucy in the dirt.
Yep. Thanks, Puckett. Well, I'll never forget that.
This is very helpful.
I monitored them when I was up there, spying, watching, learning, loving for a while. But you can't love a man who just wants to control everything.
No.
You two seem close. How do you feel about each other, if I may be so brazen?
We are close. That's all you need to know.
I hope you two stay close. It is a rarity in these days that people get to have such connections.
I hope so too.
And if you would perform for us, Lace, I may allow certain knowledge of a hidden bunker under the church's lands to be accidentally revealed to you.
Perform for you?
Perform for my party tonight. I have some dancers, but none nearly as skilled as you.
I think that would be agreeable.
Excellent. And she stops. It's like, what styles of dance do you know?
Whatever you need from me, babe.
That works. And she puts out the cigar. It's like, I will call for you when you are needed. You are all excused. And I think Hummer's been like reading these files a bit, just sort of,
Cute.
Yeah, you have the files on the remaining idols that Grace Jonesing knows about. And Lace will be performing at the concert tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So, with this throng of people, I guess it is. If you would like, you may describe your performance and maybe roll Artful and Gracious again.
Ah. So this is a private party, right?
This is a party for like the VIP club.
Hey. Now I am not as knowledgeable in music as I would like, but something a little bit like bassy and thumpy. And this isn't something that this is not Don't Tell Mama fodder, which is a little bit more graceful and swooshy. And it's like almost bass and animalistic, but still a little bit restrained. It's out of the ordinary, but I'm gonna have to look that up later.
They have some interesting psychedelic songs.
Beautiful. But yeah.
Yes. Nice choice.
Yeah. Let me roll a thing. 4, 6, 7, 8.
So you hold one.
8 for Artful and Grace.
And I mean, Grace Jonesing is in your audience if you do want a gift from her.
Aside from the gift that will already be given.
Yeah.
I'm going to say actually that Grace Jonesing wants my services privately later.
Ooh, nice choice. Yeah, I think you, next time you're in the Thunderground or whenever this comes about, it will not be hard to find Grace Jonesing.
It's fair.
And this party is like the psychedelic music is hard to dance to, but you like a challenge. You're able to make your way through it. People are riveted and rivet heads just thumping about in the morass of the crowd. I think Pugsley is behind the stage, like working with Grace Jonesing's spin doctors to make the sound come out even better, using his talents to, well, if we bypass this and attach it to here, you get more loudness. And if you get more loudness, more people can hear it. Maybe people up the top will be able to hear or feel the vibrations. This is going to be awesome.
Oh. I love him.
And by the time everything is ready, I think what is y'all's plan with this information? You're not going to go directly to the church. Are you going to look for more allies? Are you going to wait it down in the Thunderground a few days and head back up?
Here's my thought. Stick around in the Thunderground for a little bit. Wait for some of the heat to die down, and then maybe grab some allies and go seek out some of these idols individually, as it'll be easier to take out one than it is to take out 4.
Yeah. So I'll say it's at least 4 to 5 days then. Sound good to you all?
Mm-hmm.
So you will heal up that last sliver of harm just waiting, since that. And by the time you get up top, it turned out that those who had been carrying Lucy's body parts around celebrating her death were put to death, as the church does. And by the time, none of them could quite remember why they were doing it, though. Just that it seemed like a good idea. Maybe someone told them, someone they can't quite grok who was. But y'all aren't implicated right now. And the only person who would remember Lace was saved by Lace, so he's not talking. And
Can I get a name for him just in case that
I
comes back up?
do you want to name him?
Let me look at the list of NPC names. Hey.
While you're looking at the names, I just want to establish. So Jackal said we will talk about this again later. Do you think they haven't had that conversation yet?
I don't know if they have.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave that to you.
Well, I definitely don't want to gloss over it. So either we roll back in time to have the conversation, or we say that, this robot's sense of time and later is different from others.
I can go with that.
All right.
Lace is operating under the understanding of we'll talk about this later means we're never going to talk about this again.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
Let's say this is going to be Foster, who we saved.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, and this is my little thing I'm using to write notes on.
Hey, nice, appropriate.
And yeah, you all make it back up top. I think. Jackal, how were you keeping in communication with your followers, or were you?
I think Pugsley, right? I brought my runner with me, and that's one of the things he does. Is he's going to notice a little kid, right?
Okay, roll me. I guess manipulation to see how well Pugsley remembered your words, because I mean, desertion is going on.
It is, and I'm so good at manipulation. Oh goodness, here we go.
Well, you use manipulation with weird.
Oh, thank you. I'm so dumb. Yes, when I try to manipulate someone, roll plus weird instead of plus hot crappuccino. Thank you for that reminder. Here I was, all dreading it. That would have been a fail if I were dumb, but since you made me not dumb, it is a success. I rolled a 7 plus 2 would make that a 9.
Okay, so I think you now have 15 followers, not counting the St. Laurent's.
Oh crap! This is getting desperate, yo.
Wait, from what? Oh,
From 20, I've lost 5 people. It's getting ugly.
I think some of them came back from after Lace's performance. I think the ones who have left, they have told the others that Jackal cares more about Lace than the people that put their stock in Jackal.
They're not wrong.
They're not. They're not.
I didn't say they were. And so, are we going to maybe see Jackal's place of residence?
Sure. Just like Sarah, I also had not thought about where my character lives. So Nashville. Are there any, say, tenement a Ratchet Goodyear? Like there's maybe an old Goodyear.
Yeah, I was just joking, but an old there's this place is Billy's car rental, or not rental, car. I forget the entire. I used to go there until the guy who ran it, Billy, actually passed away, and then the people stopped doing good work.
Like an
like
auto
a garage.
shop, or?
Yeah, Billy's auto shop.
Oh, that's hilarious and so on point for
Yeah.
a robot. So yeah, I think that's totally where it lives. And by lives, I mean place where it goes and puts its things, because it doesn't exactly sleep. So
Yeah,
rest cycles.
Hummer gets their car from the parking lot. I think there are tickets on it, and Hummer just pulls the tickets off, and it's like rolling papers. pockets them, and starts driving off, parks on where the cars will go to be worked on. I think they obsessively make sure the Hummer is in good condition, and they get out, funnel everyone out so they can pull it, raise it up and start tinkering on it, because it's been a few days out, just sitting there. Who knows what these people did?
And the dust, man, the dust.
Ugh. Boring. Gross.
Yeah, I think several people are wandering around, and it's like, Jackal, you're back. Oh, it's been so long. Where have you been? Are you okay? Just cavalcades of questions that one after another. They're not even giving Jackal time to answer.
Jackal takes all of the questions in, and of course files them away to answer at later points when it can be heard.
I like this idea of Jackal just like walking out one day. Fine. Okay. Thunderground. Just turns back around, walks.
Just recalled everything. You're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, weird too. It happens. That is fantastic. So, Jackal will reassure them. I am